Hello, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for understanding that we actually just finished up a fundraiser. We are still, boots on the ground campaign. So, with organizations like yours, I was able to come out with a victory. The first time a Democrat had won a majority Hamilton County seat in, I believe almost 15 to 20 years. So, the last person to win a majority Hamilton County district was Christina Hale. And so I'm really following in her footsteps and thinking about how to be effective as a super minority legislator. And so I'm incredibly proud of the work that we did in the first session, but obviously I was more incredibly proud of the campaign that we ran the first cycle. It was an honest campaign. It was a thoughtful campaign. It highlighted the work that I was already doing in the community, proving that the community needs to be represented by people that represent the community. And so I'm the only Latina Democrat in the state house. Latinos are the fastest growing majority population in our state. And to not have their needs heard or met by any one particular legislator, to me was, the wrong thing to do. And so I take up a lot of the issues that affect Latinos, which are American issues, are American values. And so I put the divisiveness aside and focused on those issues. What are those issues? Keeping our communities safe. My husband is a retired law enforcement officer after serving for 13 years, but not without paying a price. He was the first person to retire within the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department with a psychological diagnosis or a disability, so chronic PTSD. When I was able to pass my first piece of legislation, I had no idea what an epidemic of mental health concerns our public safety officials were facing. Inexcusable from a majority party who claims to represent police values, who claims to represent and back the blue. However, it took me entering the state house to pass that piece of legislation because that was my lived experience. We need more Hoosiers with everyday lived experience in those seats. The state house is our house and it belongs to everybody, irrespective of political party. My tagline this year has been people over politics. And so I will not give you political theater. I will not go into a corner. I will focus on the issues. And that's exactly what we're doing this campaign season. So I find myself in a situation in which a mom of three kids and working full time, legislating full time, and also campaigning. I'm very proud to sit on several interim committees, but I need your help to fill that gap. So as I mentioned, we are still very much a grassroots campaign, and it is absolutely vital that I retain my seat. The political capital and the respect that I have earned across the aisle needs to be reelected. And so, as you know, it takes several years, it takes several months to build trust. It takes that longstanding commitment. And in order for us to move forward and show that I'm an effective leader for the long run. And so I'm really looking forward to this reelection. I know that I'm the best candidate on the ballot because our issues still remain. We are the second highest gas tax in the country right now, second only to California. Also, when we think about our peer states, it's no longer Ohio, Michigan, or Illinois. Our peer states are Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and Texas. Why is that, you ask? We have very low literacy levels here. Our high school graduation attainment rate has plummeted. Last year, the supermajority passed a reform, if you will, for minor workplace law, essentially reverting the more stringent workplace laws that we had on the books for years in order to make it acceptable for Hoosiers to have an eighth grade graduation. So unfortunately, the majority party has lost their way. I consider myself a centrist and a moderate, and those voices need to be represented as well. So whether you're falling on the center left or the center right, there is a seat at my table for you. I'm eager to get back to work, and I'm excited to be reelected back to House District 32 with your help.